Hello everyone, today let's make some crispy money bag-shaped wontons. These fried dumplings that resemble tiny money bags are traditionally associated with prosperity and wealth. In the Chinese culture, this is a popular and delicious snack. You can enjoy this in a restaurant. They're also sold in the street markets, and many mothers also love to make them at home for auspicious occasions such as birthdays and Lunar New Year celebration. How about making this crispy, bite-sized snack in 3 simple steps at home? Watch till the end to see how we can make vegetarian filling for the vegetarian variety, and watch till the end to find out all the little tricks and hacks that can make this faster and more delicious. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Let's make 2 recipes, the meat option and the vegetarian option. My name is Sue and I love cooking for my family. Throughout my 30 years of cooking for my family and traveling, I've collected many recipes that I would love to share with everyone. Many of these recipes and dishes that we love can be recreated easily so you can enjoy them at home. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, hit the subscribe button, and encourage me to keep these recipes of different cultures, and this is good so that we can keep this for our next generation. Again, this is one of my son's favorite snacks, and I often make these for him. In this recipe, we make a lot so that he can bring them to share at school. His friends and teachers truly enjoy the snacks together, and also with inflationary prices, a 6-piece plate of this snack can cost more than $10 in a restaurant now. So why not make it at home so you can have more? Many of the ingredients are easily found in a grocery store. For the wonton scheme, I often keep one of them in the freezer and would like to take it out to use whenever I feel like making this fried wonton. You can store in the freezer for 1 month, 2 months, or maybe even 3 months. This tip is so you don't have to rush to the shops at the last minute. You save time and energy. Here I'm using half a portion of chicken meat, half a portion of shelled prawn. To sweeten naturally this meat, use half a carrot, half an onion, and 4 stalks of spring onions. Grate half a teaspoon of ginger, teaspoon of garlic to make this aromatic. The water chestnut are optional. It is seasonal and not easy to find. I will put this recipe below so that you can find them easily and then you can make them easily at home. Just a tip, I found a bag of frozen shrimp already shelled and demined in Kroger for $5 a bag. This is a sweet bargain, and if you can find them, go to the frozen section, find these wild-caught prawns for $5 or $6, and you can make this with chicken meat, or you can also make the vegetarian version. The first step is to prepare the meat filling. These savory treats are made by wrapping juicy minced chicken and shrimps in wonton wrappers and frying them to crispy perfection. So mix the minced chicken, shrimp, carrots, ginger, garlic, chopped green onions, put them all in the blender, and then just press a minute or 2. Make sure it is all chopped up and minced. So in this recipe, I like to show you that I did a little mistake. I put too much. So if you can just fill the cup up half, that it will be easily minced up, and then pour it out and do another batch of half cup. So over here, I just want to show you that because I put it too much, so I have to take out half of the already grinded one in the bottom part, and then later continue to grind them up. So this is a little, like I'm too impatient. So I want to show you what you can do if you have this situation. If you can't mince the one that's on top, but you have minced the one that's on the bottom, you take up the ones that's from the bottom and then continue to mince it. Otherwise, do half cup, mince it, pour it out, and then do another half cup, mince it, pour it out. Okay? All right. So let's get to the other side. Once you have all these minced aromatics and everything is mixed up together, pour them in the little bowl, a large bowl. And then you can sit somewhere and wrap up all these wontons first. You can see how I do it. Put one of the wrappers on your hand, and then you can lay out your wonton wrappers on a clean surface. Over here, I'm putting it on my palm. And then I'm going to fill up with a small amount of the filling in the center of each wrapper. Wet the edges of the wrapper with water so that you can kind of squeeze it and then it will seal up. Gather the edges together towards the center and then slightly twist, pinch to seal while pushing out all the trapped air. Practice and you will be able to get it soon. So fill the filling up in the center of the wonton skin and then close everything up, pull it towards the top and then give it a twist. You will have a beautiful shape. Put them all under a plate or a little surface, lining up but not too close so that they don't stick to each other. Now if you have straw mushrooms, you can cut them in 3mm strings and then you can tie them around the money bags. This step is optional but adds a nice touch for special occasion, but I usually omit this step because it takes too long. So for the vegetarian version, I will encourage you to use small diced tofu, mushrooms and spinach, and the carrots, ginger and spring onions will be the same, but use tofu, mushroom and spinach. Season also with soy sauce, sesame oil and a pinch of salt and pepper. You can use oyster sauce but buy the vegetarian version which doesn't have any oyster. Most probably it is using mushrooms. Wrap this mixture in wonton wrappers and fry them in oil. For the frying, check and make sure the oil is hot first before putting all the wontons in. I'm using only a little pot because if you use a big container, you can use a wok to fry these, but it will take a lot of oil and I'm trying to not do that. So I try not to recycle the oil, so I like to use a small pot for the oil, and then after that I just pour it away. So I'm gonna use a small pan, medium-sized pan, and I'll fry it in batches. That way you don't have to use so much oil. So try one first, and then wait till you start to see it sizzling. When it starts to sizzle, it means the oil is hot, and then you can put in the rest. So make sure you get everything ready, which is the oil. Heat up the oil. It should be about, when you start, it should be more than medium. And then when it heats up, you can put it down to medium heat. That way you can make sure the wonton skin is golden yellow, while the ingredients inside the meat and the fillings are also cooked together with the skin. Not too high heat because it will only cook the wonton skin, but the ingredients inside, the filling inside will not cook. So about 6 or 7, I would use that. And as the oil becomes really hot, you can control it to become medium heat. Okay, so heat the oil in a wok over medium heat. Fry the money bags wonton, 10 or 12 in a batch, and to ensure even cooking. You want the meat filling to cook through, so do not put in high heat as it will burn the wonton skin and the meat might not be cooked. Control the heat to prevent the outside from turning too dark before the filling is fully cooked. So keep a watchful eye and you can see the color of the wonton skin. If it's becoming too dark, then turn it down a bit If it's just nice, you can keep the heat the same. I'm using a medium-sized wok to fry in batches. This is because, again, I don't want to use too much oil and fry in batches of 10 to 12 each time, and use a strainer to take this fried wonton once they are golden brown. On the side, I have a tray ready. Actually, I'm using the cover of the wok, and I put some kitchen towels. The kitchen towels is a very good thing because it will absorb the extra oil from the wonton once it's fried. So your wonton will be less oily because the kitchen towel has soaked up all the extra oil. And then you have crispy wontons without too much oil. These money bags wonton are easy to make, and more tedious part is the wrapping and tying the top part. You can skip tying if you prefer. I usually skip tying the little straw mushroom on the top to make it look like a money bag, and only reserve this for special occasion. This, just a note, can be steamed as well, but we're gonna just do the fried version this time. And remember, this little money bag symbolizes good fortune, so enjoy them during special occasion or whenever you crave a crispy and flavorful treat. I feel this is a dish that is fitting for any occasion, and especially a special occasion. And chicken can always be swapped out with pork, turkey, fish. My mom is using fish right now for her fried wonton because she is getting older in age, and she loves to just use fish for health reasons. For vegetarian version, you can swap to tofu, chickpea, mushrooms, spinach. And carrots and onions and spring onions and ginger and garlic are always used in all recipes because it adds flavor and aromatics. Which is the step 3, is to fry the wontons. Heat the oil in a wok over medium heat. You can use a wok, or like me, I'm using a medium-sized pot. In order to use this medium-sized pot, I can save, I'm not going to use so much oil because after that I will throw away the oil. So I just want to make sure I use just enough oil for frying in batches. So 10 to 12 each time when I fry. So fry the money bag wontons to ensure even cooking. And you can try one first and see whether the oil sizzles. If once the oil starts to sizzle, it means it is warm enough. The most important is to control the heat. So start with about a little bit higher than medium. Make sure the oil starts to sizzle and become hot first, which is ready for frying, and then put in 10 to 12 pieces of fried wonton. Once you have that cooking, keep an eye on the color of the skin. It has to be golden brown. And if it's become too black, and then reduce the heat a little bit. It needs to be just nice, and as you go further down, like the first batches, 2 batch, you need to control the heat and maybe lower it a bit because the oil is already hot. So you want the meat to filling to cook through. So do not put in high heat as it will burn the wonton skin and the meat inside might not be cooked. So controlling the heat to prevent outside from turning too dark before the filling is fully cooked. This is the most important during the frying version. And also make sure the utensils that you use and your hand is dry. Any moisture or water will make the oil kind of sizzle and it will be dangerous. So try to have all the utensils dry, hands dried while you're doing this. I'm using a medium-sized pot to fry in batches. This is because I don't want to reuse this oil, and I'll just fry in batches in this much of oil. And then use a strainer to take out the fried wonton once they're golden brown. Something that you want to prepare is the kitchen towel. Place a flat pan. I'm using the cover of the wok and putting kitchen towels on top so that you can fry and then place it there to just kind of dry first. The kitchen towel will soak up extra oil from the wontons. These money bag wontons are easy to make, and the most tedious part is wrapping and tying the top part if you want to make it beautiful. You can skip tying if you prefer. I usually skip this part and only reserve this for special occasion. Remember, this little money bag symbolizes good fortune, so enjoy them during special occasion or whenever you crave a crispy and flavorful treat. I think this is something worth learning and worth doing. The chicken can always be swapped out with meat, pork, turkey, or fish. For the vegetarian version, you can swap to tofu, chickpea, mushrooms, spinach, carrots, onions, spring onions, ginger, and garlic can always be used in all recipes. My mother always say that if you make this at home, you can feed all the family well. If you buy this from the shops, maybe one person will only get 1 or 2 pieces, and the best is still to make this at home. I hope you can try all this out. Try out the meat and vegetarian versions and make this bite-sized delicious money bag-shaped wontons soon. Comment below if you have eaten this before. Comment below if you like to try the recipe. Let me know. I always feel so happy to hear the feedbacks of those who have watched this video. Please hit the likes and subscribe for more delicious recipe. I hope you will like and subscribe because it will encourage me to make more videos and keep many of our culinary traditions alive. I hope the easy instructions and steps can help you cook this dish at home. Check out more videos and remember to hit the notification bell so you can be notified of new videos that I upload on Thursday weekly. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe so you can source better, wiser, cook more efficiently, and also learn ways to counter inflating prices with some tips and ideas. See you all next week. Enjoy you all. Bye.